All right. And Mr. Marino, thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court, even though you're going into custody today. I appreciate that. So what was this about?
And it was more on the Islam Christianity type thing.
You know, you might think about taking Jesus Christ as your savior instead of fooling around with all this stuff.
Because I worked there, it was owned by Muslim people. My half brothers are Muslim, but I'm a Christian.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Okay, Harris, let's not start a holy war here.
I barely changed my life 8 years ago, so he was always harassing me. He's a Palestinian immigrant.
Aren't we going to have a prayer? I mean, we're not all savages like Serrano over there.
So he's on that Palestinian.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, sure. Now you come around.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault? At least the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault. That's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand? Bureau State of Texas versus John Marino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Sorry, I forget.
That throws me off when you all do that.
I saw Bob standing there while his lead.
Okay. Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I have, Judge.
Did you review that with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment, Mr. Moreno, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
You do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we're going with the lesser included offense of assault, the misdemeanor version.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault? At least the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault. That's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
All right, off the record for a moment. Mr. Featherston. Mr. Featherston?
Yes, Your Honor.
Our court coordinator is not here today because she has medical issues with the family member she's taking care of, but she just sent me a text and she asked, because I given you what date?
The 21st.
Of August?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So what I can do is she's telling me September 5th, you'll be number one, but I'll keep it for August just in case that case falls through. So you'll have that. But at the latest, it'll be September 5th. And she says that you would be number one on September 5th.
All right.
So I'll keep you for August. And if things work out, you'll go on that date. But if not, the latest September 5th.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. And I'm sorry, where did I leave off?
You believe you have the rational as well as factual understanding
All right.
of the charge.
Thank you. Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Marino, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense of assault, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No comment.
State any evidence
State offer states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. So what was this about?
I was working for a company, and this dude was real hostile, and it was more on the Islam Christianity type thing, because I worked there. It was owned by Muslim people. My half brothers are Muslim, but I'm a Christian. I barely changed my life 8 years ago. So he was always harassing me. He's a Palestinian immigrant, so he's on that Palestinian.
Well, here's the thing. What I've always was taught, there are many things that you don't discuss at work. One is religion, the other is politics, and the third one is how much money you're being paid.
Right.
So how are you?
Well, he would always question me. How are my half brothers Muslim? Why am I not a Muslim? Why am I a Christian?
Well, the answer to that is that's none of your business.
Yes, I reported it and told your management and all that. He was always aggressive, always talking vulgar, always coming into work like that. And we had an argument. I was throwing out the trash. He yanked the trash can out of my hand. I yanked it back. He struck me and started striking me, and I defended myself.
You know, according to the police report, it says that you were trying to tell him how to do his job. That's the other thing people shouldn't do on jobs. Tell people how to do their job unless you're the supervisor.
Right. Well, I was supervising the warehouse part, and he would just come in and take the trash out and stuff. So I would unload the pallets off the forklifts, and I was picking up my mess from the pallets, the plastic wrapping, and he got mad about all that. He was just always very aggressive.
So who ended up losing their job?
Both of us.
Mhm.
At the same time, he lost and I lost financially. He lost financially, and we both lost. So defending myself in that sense, really, I should have walked away maybe. But at the time,
Well, not maybe. I mean, is trash worth having to pay an attorney, having to make bond, and now maybe about to go to the Bexar County Jail
no, it wasn't worth it at all.
over some trash bags, over people talking about what religion they belong to?
It wasn't worth it.
All right, State, have you spoken to the complainant in this case? Are they aware?
Yes, Your Honor. Previously, Daniel was had contact with.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, anything else,
No,
counsel?
Your Honor.
All right, the court will find you guilty as previously stated. The court is going to sentence you to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When you're at employment, my mom always taught me this when I had my very first job, which was at Walmart. I only worked there a day because that's a rough job. But here's the thing. I'm a hard worker, but Walmart was very extra that day. So I started my work day at 6 a.m. And that was when Walmart closed at 9 p.m. And so my mom, who had been in the workforce, said, this is when they're to give you your breaks. This is how many breaks you should have. This is how long your lunch break should be. That's what the law is. So I'm there at 6 a.m. I work my work. I'm taking my breaks the way my mom should say. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm thinking, great, I'm going home. No, you know what they did at Walmart? Lock the doors. And then you had to clean up. So everybody who didn't put their clothes back, didn't put the things on the shelf back, we had to stay around and do that. So in the words of Seinfeld, yada, 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 I didn't leave till midnight. My mom was about to break into Walmart because she came to pick me up and the doors were locked. But I say that to say this. When I had that first job, my mom said, do not discuss politics, do not discuss religion, do not discuss how much you make. If you're talking to people at work, she's like, there are two safe topics, the weather and children, if you have any. She's like, that's it. So any other job you get, weather and children, that's it. And when you talk about children, she said, don't tell everybody how to raise their children. Just talk about your own children. Okay? All right, good luck to you. Are you going to take any of his jury with you?
That judge.
All right.
I'm just gonna take it with me, and when they release me, I'll just.
All right, do you have family members here?
Get the facts straight. She loves a verbal
Okay,
ashtray.
he's
Never
saving
blowing
it for
smoke
you
when
then.
she gets pissed, she's quick to castrate. Love her